Hello, and welcome to another update video about Solana. As we're heading into a new trading week, it's going to get very interesting now. The Solana chart is sort of here in a potential topping situation. Already shared with you in the previous videos that this could simply form an A wave down, a B wave up, and now the C wave down. I want to share with you resistance for this B wave. Because if we get above resistance, above standard resistance for the B wave, it would rather indicate that we get another extension higher. So obviously what we talked about was, if I zoom in a little bit for everybody who's new, that this third wave that we're dealing with right now, this third wave, which started down here in September in one of our trend reversal areas, this third wave reached ideal targets. Here, especially here, the 1.38 extension level. Funny enough, that's also the extension that Rune sort of is struggling with. So it seems to be one that really is valid and reliable. We know that it's reliable because, that's why we use these Fibonacci extensions. But it can still extend higher as long as micro support is holding. But it's now in a situation where we need to watch it like a hawk to understand when that fourth wave pullback is really unfolding. So similar to Bitcoin, the risk of a larger pullback has definitely increased, even though we can still keep the door open for a potential extension higher at the moment. And if that extension is happening, then let me just shift those across here. If that extension is happening, then we would likely already move up in this third wave of a fifth wave. And the next targets are $71.20, $79.50, and $93. The thing is, though, we really need to hold that $49.40 level. That's really the critical support level that I shared with you, the critical micro support. Any break below $49.40 would confirm that we are in the larger degree fourth wave, which I believe many people are waiting for to maybe find another pullback entry point for Solana. I think we're now in a situation, depending on where you entered, it is reasonable to take at least some partial profits and then maybe to scale into this box, or I don't know, activate the grid bot down here to trade the range higher in wave 5. I mean, that's essentially, there are many ways of trading this, but essentially what I wanted to share with you is here looking at the microstructure, what we're dealing with right now. Because if this is here the ABC structure that will send us down lower, then it's worth knowing what the resistance level would be and which level needs to break to really indicate further that we are in this third wave. So what we can do, we can add the resistance for the move, or the retracement zone for the move down, assuming that the third wave here in orange might indeed have peaked on Thursday at $68.30. Then we might assume that we moved down in an A wave of wave 4. We're now retracing in wave B of wave 4. And it makes sense to explore the resistance levels. So this is resistance, okay? Between $60.81, we are already just fighting with that level right now. And $65. And a sustained break above $65 would be a first suggestion that indeed we are in the yellow extension higher, which could then take us to those next Fibonacci extension levels I shared with you. Difficult situation here is that B waves don't really have targets. A B wave can overshoot, and can do all sorts of stuff. So it's not super reliable, but it's a first indication really. So obviously we will have structural resistance here around the previous swing high at $63.80 pretty much. And that is very close to that $65 level. So a break above 65 will probably mean that the price will test the Thursday high at $68, and then we get to these next Fib levels that I indicated. At least they are levels to watch. And but if we can't get above that level and we start to see a first impulse down, bear in mind the C wave consists of 5 waves. So it would be something like this: wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. Once we see the first 1-2 setup, we have additional confirmation that we're heading here to the downside, in this white wave structure. I've just added here a potential micro pathway to that lower support area, the larger degree fourth wave. So if this is an A wave, this is a B wave, then the C wave should unfold as a 5-wave move, and we should ideally see a reaction, basically an impulsive reaction to the downside from the resistance area. Okay, so that's what I'm watching. It's not clear. Probabilities are fairly balanced. It could even be that some kind of a triangle is unfolding here. I mean, it's just that there are so many different corrective patterns which can unfold. It's too early for that. So triangle would be another option where it's actually forming, well, basically this fourth wave might still be unfolding, okay? This fourth wave here, and it might be, it might form a so-called running triangle where the B wave of the triangle did overshoot because of the bullishness in the market. And then we would have an A wave down, a B wave up, a C wave down, forming a higher low, the D wave up, forming a lower high, and an E wave down, forming a higher low, and then it could go. So that's a possibility, but not more than that. But it's a possibility, something that happened down here as well, where we had a triangle. And possibly here we had a bit of a triangle there as well. It's just getting huge now. So that's something I'm observing in parallel. I'm observing all sorts of wave counts here, but I don't want to make it too confusing. It really all boils down to the $49.40 level. As long as we're holding that level, an extension is possible. The extension gets more likely above $65 and is confirmed above $68. The rejection in resistance and then a following break below the last swing low at around about $54 here, which is the Friday low, would increase probabilities for the C wave to the downside, which would be further confirmed if we see a first impulse down and a corrective rally, which will form a higher low, lower high. So hopefully that makes sense somehow. I'll try to keep you updated here about the microstructure, even though not much happened, but I know a lot of you waiting for updates here about Solana. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links for those in the video description. You can find additional content there every single day about trading, TA, Elliott wave, and there are also some short-term updates we send through on Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.